Over these past 2.5 years or so, whoa, I've been in and out of shape, up and down, round about 3 times now. And to be honest, lately I've been struggling with stress eating. I've chucked on a ton of weight, struggling with binge eating, and it's really taken control over my life. But I know it's what a lot of people struggle with as well. So in this video, I really want to break down how I'm sort of losing about 25 pounds over the next 60 days and quitting binge eating so you can do the exact same thing. If you don't know who I am, I'm Tom McGregor. I've lost about 40 pounds, lost about 30 pounds, won 2 bodybuilding shows, done 75 hard, done half marathons, sort of been over it, in it around the last 2.5 years. And I really want to show you how simple fitness can really fucking be, because I think everyone's overcomplicated. So got my laptop here, gonna jump into a quick presentation and yeah, take some notes and enjoy. What's up, bro? So I think the fitness industry got a bit overcomplicated. I think the whole David Goggins, like, oh, you gotta grind, you gotta hustle, you gotta do more, put this bad reputation out there. And the truth of the matter is, I want to show you how I'm losing 25 pounds of fat and giving up binge eating in the next 60 days to show you that, like, it's not as complicated as what everyone makes it seem. Like, I'm doing it without tracking calories, without giving up my favorite foods, and still spending time with my family and running a business, right? Just to show you that you can do the exact same thing. I'm not selling you anything, literally just want to show you so you can just copy me. Like I said, there's no sales pitch at the end. I genuinely just want to help, because over the past 2.5 years, I've been in and out of shape over and over and over again. And this time, this is what I look like, right? I've been stress eating, I've been binge eating, and I just hate the way I look right now. So that's one of the reasons that I'm doing it too. So this is what most people won't tell you. You don't have to do a challenge like 75 hard. You don't have to train like a bodybuilder. You don't have to give up your favorite foods, and you don't have to track every single fucking calorie. I've done all of the above, right? I've done 75 hard. I've won bodybuilding shows. I've tracked every calorie. I've given up my favorite foods. And you don't have to do any of them. You simply just have to design it around your lifestyle and include the habits within your day. That's it, right? And I'm going to show you how. And I'm going to be honest with you for just a second, because you and me both know we know what to do, right? We know at least 90% of what to do. Eat whole foods 80 to 90% of the time, work out 3 to 4 times per week, walk 10K steps per day, and eat your body weight and protein, right? That's literally it. That is the whole blueprint. It's not complicated. Truthfully, like I said, losing the weight is easy, but it's more about why should we? Because I understand you're busy. Work stresses you out. You've got commitments. I mean, that's exactly why I'm out of shape right now, right? I got a little niece running around. I've been binge eating. I've been stress eating because of business. That's why I'm building the system, so you can literally just copy it. And you don't care, but I'm not selling you anything as it is. I'm just showing you some proof that this has worked in the past for other people as well. So it's not just me. So here's the exact food principles to follow. Food timing, 12 to 2 p.m. I'm fasting right up until that point. And the reason for it, you can absolutely eat breakfast if you want. But if you struggle with late night binging, like I do, often saving food until later on the day is what is going to help you. Imagine you get to 8 o'clock and you've got like almost all of your calories left, or 70% of your calories left. How are you going to overeat, right? Because if you eat later on in the day, all your food gets pushed back. And when you fast until 12 to 2 p.m., your mental clarity is fucking insane compared to when you're eating breakfast, right? I can tell you that firsthand. I've tried all the different ways, and I can guarantee you it may not be 100% best for your physique. I'll be honest about that. Spreading your food throughout the day is probably best for your physique. But if you want to optimize for everything, fasting in the morning to get your mental clear, everything else tends to fall into place after that. You know when you're sort of hungry, and it almost makes you work better. Like you're just almost a little bit angry, a little bit pissed off, a little bit frustrated. And you just keep pushing on, pass through that, and you tend to work harder, you tend to work better. It's the exact same thing. But if you do it every day, imagine how much momentum you can fucking build. And yeah, that's exactly why. Body weight and protein, 195 pounds I am right now. That's how much in protein I'm eating. It's a pretty good benchmark just to go off for anyone either putting on muscle or losing muscle. Losing fat. As long as you eat a good portion of carbs about an hour and a half before your workout, you'll be sweet, right? Because you fill your glycogen stores with carbs, and that's basically how you get the pump in the gym, right? Just to put it very, very simply. Whole foods, 85% of the time, and this is what I fucked up in, right? I went 100% pretty much for months, about a year and a half, and it fucked me. That's why I binge eat, that's why I stress eat, because when I finally did let myself, I just gave in and everything fell. So there's an idea called the law of polarity, and basically it's like, imagine David Goggins on the discipline scale, right? He's way to the top, right? And then it's like undisciplined down here, like you do absolutely nothing. right? Where are you on that scale? It's not about are you disciplined or are you undisciplined? It's about how disciplined are you, right, on the whole scale, okay? So that's why I said 15% of the time, eat whatever you want. If there's an opportunity for me to go to dinner with my parents, with my family, with my friends, I'll do it. If there's an opportunity to have an ice cream with my niece or my family, I'll do it. Meet up with someone for lunch, I'll do it. I used to sweat about this stuff, like I said, but sometimes to remain disciplined, you must be undisciplined. So 12 to 2 p.m, be fruit, rice, eggs, lean beef and mince. Right? If you wanted to cut any of them out, what I would do is probably cut the rice or the fruit out. Cut one of them out. And if you really needed to lose more weight, and then 5 p.m, a protein snack with some simple carbs, a small bowl of oats or honey. Right? It's very, very simple. Just a quick, simple carb. Basically fills the glycogen, like I said, and allows the pump to be better in the gym. So some small little treat, some small little snack just before you work out. Then 8 p.m, eating eggs just before you go to bed, proven to increase your testosterone, so you can do that. And then plus some lean meat, right? You can add in some rice from over here, like from lunch if you don't want to eat it for lunch and you want to save it for later, you can have it at 8 o'clock, right? It's that simple. Exact training split that I'm following. This is exactly how I was training when I was over here. Maybe a little bit more often I was training over here because I loved it. Like I loved it just for the love of training. But this is what I'm following. Legs, boxing, and chest and triceps. No, you don't have to do the boxing. I just do it because I like the cardio. Any sort of cardio that you want to do, there's like 10k steps a day in here. Like I said, but if you do a boxing session, that's worth probably 10k steps a day. So be smart with it. Like if you want to go shoot hoops with your mates, that's 10k steps a day. Right? If you want to run around with your kid playing tag, that's 10k steps a day. If you want to just fucking walk after you have a meal and a digestion meal, that's 10k steps, right? Figure it out. You can do it very, very simply, and I'll show you how in just a second. But Wednesday, back and biceps. Thursday, boxing, so that's like a rest day from your muscle. Friday, shoulder and arms. Saturday, active recovery, and Sunday, rest. Right? It's very, very straightforward. Hit each muscle group once with fucking high intensity, extremely hard, and it won't be overcomplicated. Daily schedule, you can adapt this for yourself. This is just what I do. Wake up 4:30, do whatever time you get up, like whatever time you get up. Like I said, example 6 o'clock. I cold shower simply because if I cold shower, then it sets my discipline up for the rest of the day, and like everyone says that, but it makes me train harder. And when I do it, I don't need a coffee straight away. So when I do that, I don't have a coffee first thing in the morning, and then I push that to about 6 a.m. And that just pushes your hunger back just that tiny little bit more. And if you go for a walk in the morning, get 2 to 4k steps in. Very, very straightforward. Then 6 to 10 a.m. work, then I walk, then I work, and then 12 to 2 p.m. will be first meal, then work, 5 p.m. second meal, train, 8 p.m. third meal, right? Not a very glamorous thing, but I really enjoy what I do. I love coming on here, making YouTube videos, and yeah, then you can obviously change it up for you. What I would suggest is literally just first meal. You could go for a 10-minute digestion walk as well, same thing. And when you're walking around in the gym, in between sets, should rest about 3 minutes in between sets, walk around then, and I guarantee you, just doing that alone, with the 2 to 4k steps in the morning, you're going to get very, very fucking close to hitting that 10k steps without even having to do anything extra. So, yeah. So we're going to find your why, because that's all I really do. That's all I'm doing to get in shape, but we have to figure out a why. Because I know it sounds cringe and cliche, but if you don't understand why, you will not change, right? I know you've tried and failed before, things just didn't seem to work out, and we're going to ask, why is that? And I'm going to tell you, because in psychology, I studied the mind for like a year and a half on my own. We have something called confirmation bias. Even when we want to change, our actions are led by who we believe ourselves to be, right? So you know that time when you want to change, you want to do something, but you just can't seem to do it. That's because you still are under the identity of the old version of you that you want to escape from, right? It's like trying to say that I want to run a business and then just working 12 hours a day for someone else. Right? It doesn't make sense. Like you have to go start the business. You have to go try start it, right? And the problem with this is that you've deep down believed yourself to be overweight, a binge eater, fat, and you've probably believed this for years. And it often comes from some sort of first traumatic event. So basically, like one of your friends when you were younger would have told you were fat, or one of your teachers or your parents, or something would have happened. And ever since then, we've built this belief system that we're fat and that's just who we are and we can't change. But there is one way to change this, and to actually make you do the work that you know that you need to do. And that is, he who has a big enough why can bear almost anyhow. I can't remember who said it, but it's a fucking great quote. So we're going to do a quick action item, right? And I really want you to do this right now. I want you to put currently where you are, what your habits are, and how it's stopping you from your goal. Right? List out the 5 main habits that are stopping you, like binge eating, stress eating, any excuse that you come up, it's raining, I can't go to the gym, it's raining, I can't do my steps, any of that bullshit that you say to yourself, list it out with your current weight right here and who you are. And then all we're going to do is inverse that stuff, right? That's literally it. You tell yourself, well, that's not true about me. I don't do that. I'm going to show you how in just a second. And put your desired weight, and then just go online and actually design what you want to look like. Because most people can't take action because they don't know exactly where they're going. It's like trying to go to work, but not knowing where you're going. It doesn't make sense, right? So I know exactly where I'm going. So go design your physique. It's probably the most important thing that you can do. And then you have crystal clear clarity on where it is that you want to go and where you're at right now. Because that makes it very, very easy to decide, well, the habits that I'm doing right now, they're not aligned with the goal that I want. So in order for me to get the goal, I have to do these new habits, which is just the eating clean, protein, 10K steps, and, working out 3 to 4 times per week, right? That's literally it. And then your desired look, how would it make you feel when you get it? When you look at yourself in the mirror, you've done the work, you look your best, maybe women are more attracted to you, I can tell you that's true. Your partner or kids look at you differently, how do you feel? Because if you understand that, the work then becomes easy. Very, very simple. Like anytime you have the temptation, anything like that, and it's outside of the 15% of food that you're allowed to eat whenever you want, then you can tell yourself, nah, that's not who I am. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. So I talked about confirmation bias. So let's understand how this all works. Imagine someone who cares about you. Your wife, your partner, your parents, your friend, someone, or maybe yourself in the future. When this happens, get them to compliment you in your head, right? Don't actually get them, well, you can do it in real life if you want, but get them to compliment you on you looking good, on them saying like, fuck, you look sexy, you look like the man, bro, have you been in the gym? All these sorts of things. And when you start to play this in your head, I won't get too much into the mind, but basically what happens is that you start to feel that emotion and you start to act that out because of the confirmation bias. Because even though the physique isn't showing it yet, your mind believes it already. And then it starts following more and more actions because of the confirmation bias. And this is how you go from believing who you are right now to who you want to become. You say these things over, I do it all the time. I listen with my fucking headphones over there over and over and over and over again. Over time, it starts to mold your brain and then you start to act it out because of the confirmation bias. And think about it like this. When you've been afraid and it's led to you taking a different action, right? When you're in fear or pain and then you think something bad is going to happen, so you suddenly change your idea of what you're going to do, or you go to do something and then someone says something and then you just like, oh yeah, no, you're actually right, because you feel embarrassed or you feel shame or you feel something, right? And you go, oh, maybe they're right, and then you stop, right? It's literally all it is. So if you can replay it in a positive manner, basically what's going to happen then is you're going to start taking different actions over time. So with that being said, this is who you are right now versus who you're becoming. With enough time, this is your beliefs, who you are right now, the fat, binge, eater, whatever. This is me as well. And then eventually you flip it, right? By thinking that thing over and over and over again. Imagine how you talk upon you having the desired physique that you want. Imagine it, right? It's that simple. Then the habits become easier. Fasting, 12 to 2 p.m., 10K steps per day, whole food diet, 85%. Weights 3 to 4 times per week, heavy. Oh, and body weight and protein. Yeah, so, yeah, that's all I'm doing. Congratulations. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.